Greetings. I'm going to be sharing one of my takeaways from counseling. It has been quite a journey, I would say. I'm going to write a couple things down from what I've learned and just talk about them in more depth this time. I'd say my first video in the playlist, I was kind of blurting whatever I remembered, and that was personally for my own sake of remembering what the counselor told me. But now I'm going to be sharing something as a reflection for myself, but also to help somebody else with their journey. Yeah. Okay. So I've written like a couple things in my book, just some core issues I believe that I've overcame or things that I'm still working through with counseling. But I'm going to go into like the first big one that I think is mostly relevant for me now, which is perception. So with counseling, what I've learned is that people can have different views of you, but that doesn't always necessarily mean that that is true. Like that's how people perceive you. And doesn't always mean it's right. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. And so when taking feedback from someone's perception of me, it was something I think I would typically take to heart, not because I want to be very sensitive about this or like I wanted to be in a place where I wasn't feeling secure in myself. It was because I really cared about making an impact, doing well, whether that was like maintaining friendships, maintaining like family connections, a household, or even just like be doing well within my team and work. So those perceptions from feedback did result in expectations I placed on myself and the expectations I placed on myself in terms of like maintaining family, friends, my work ethic. And in doing so, I believe I put a lot of pressure on myself because I wanted to become a better perception for somebody else. I wanted to show like, yes, that was me in the past, but I can work on your feedback and I can improve. I'm not just defined by what you thought of me, whether that was like my type A characteristics or whether that was just me not being good at something yet. I took it to heart as though like it was a weakness that I wasn't good at it in that moment. Let's say, for example, storytelling. That was one of the feedback that I got given, and that is very relevant. I've been seeing it everywhere, especially if you want to be in marketing. And it was something I took to heart because I'm very new to this and I really want to do well. And I took it to heart and I was like, oh, okay, so clearly I haven't been explaining things clear to an audience. So I definitely need to work on that. Otherwise, like I'm not going to be driving impact or I'm not going to be showing like I am someone that is an impressive candidate for future employment. And so that put a lot of pressure on myself to become better and to like fast track that improvement rather than recognizing this is where I am right now and recognizing time and experience develops that skill anyways. So to combat that and through counseling, I've learned that like everyone's path is different, everyone has different experiences, everyone also has different skill sets in which that skill that you need to work on can be nurtured and grown. Um, One thing my friend said was that you're literally a 1-year-old adult. Like I was 18 when I joined Google and just turned 19 in February. So she said, "You're a 1-year-old adult. Why are you putting so much pressure on yourself for being really new at something, learning how to work and maintaining these friendships and just navigating the workspace? Like, chill." And so having someone to break it down to me like that was quite validating and refreshing and reassuring because everyone was telling me to just like it'll be okay and just chill, but no one was giving me a sense of clarity as though like you've just started this and you've only done this for 1 year rather than like you're young. It's something everyone hears, but there's no understanding behind it. It's just kind of definitive, if that makes sense. And the last thing I'd say that I've been trying to do throughout this entire apprenticeship is having grace with myself. So before I came into this apprenticeship, something I very much clearly said was my area to improve is technical skills, learning how to use spreadsheets, learning how to utilize technology for things, etc., which is perfect because I literally landed a data technician apprenticeship. But oftentimes I wouldn't give myself grace. I would like, okay, I'm 9 months in, so I should have been able to be an expert at this or be able to do this in XYZ. But going back to my point earlier, everyone's path is different. Everyone has different spaces, different timelines in which those skills, knowledge, and expertise can grow and be nurtured. And sometimes it really just takes time and experience in those different settings. And something I've also learned with experience is that it's not always something that you physically have to like do or produce. Sometimes experience is just having exposure to things. And that's why an apprenticeship like this is really valuable. So that is what I've learned. And I'm quite proud that I was able to reflect and articulate it quite clearly. So if you want to hear about some other things that I've overcame or trying to overcome, please watch the next video.